Okay, just going to do a little test here to make sure we got some audio going on here. Okay, here we go. Just making sure everything is working hunky-dory. And this is Sketching After Hours. My name is Paul Angeli, and I am a live-action storyboard artist. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. This is my contact information for possible projects, and also information if you want to get in touch with me. You can reach me at mr.paul.angeli, and that is mr.paul.angeli@gmail.com if you want to hook up with me on my email account. You can also find me at on Instagram and here on YouTube. So I hope everybody's having a great night, and let's get this party started. Very cool. Hi everybody, how you all doing tonight? I hope you're doing well and you're having a good night. Today in the United States is Thanksgiving, so it was a busy day for myself and my family. Celebrating the festive American holiday over here. Today was a fun day. I finally get to hang out with the family and so enjoy some serious time with them and enjoy their time over, enjoying nature today. We went on a fantastic hike. Over here in the woods of Pennsylvania, there's a lot of forest area, and we were able to walk pretty deep in the forest. We got to watch out for bears once in a while, but other than that, it was great to walk and just be one with nature today, and have a nice little dinner with the family. So it was great. So for you Americans out there, happy Thanksgiving. And but I also didn't want to miss out on our live stream tonight. And so it's been a long day for me, and I wanted to get in and have some drawing time. Like I always say, you want to get drawing all the time. Take that time every single day, and I wanted to make sure that I had time to share with you good folks, my friends out there today, so we could draw a little bit together. Let's see who is on the chat right now. And I see Barat. Barat, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining in. I really appreciate you joining in. We're going to get some sketching done tonight and have some fun. If there's anybody else in the watching right now, I appreciate you dropping a line in the live stream. Let me know that you're here. Shout yourself out. I appreciate you taking the time to join me tonight, and we'll have some fun together doing a little bit of drawing. I'm going to open up my sparkly water here so I have something to drink while we're hanging out doing our live stream here tonight. Again, let's start it from the top. Again, my name is Paul Angeli. I'm a live action storyboard artist, and I bring to you tonight, this is our Sketching After Hours session, where we just sort of hang out and put our time into drawing. It's a great little time to just sort of hang out, draw. I pick a particular topic. Today we're going to be talking about samurai, and there's a lot of new shows out, and a whole long film history and film study in that particular area of what we're learning about, and some really good stuff. So let me see, I don't have everything running over here. Let me get going here. Okay, there we go. I can see myself live. Everything's going good. Okay, let's see who else has joined the live stream. J Artist, 831. Good evening from the Midwest. Hey, G Artist 831. Welcome. Appreciate you joining for the first time to the live stream. You probably caught some of the replays too, so awesome. Thanks for joining us. Got a lot of people in here tonight, so I appreciate that. Okay, again, my name is Paul Angeli. I am a live action storyboard artist, and I'm sort of coming to you tonight from Pennsylvania, and it's almost midnight right now, and we're going to get started here. So this is our our sketching after hours. I created this sort of live stream. We've been doing it quite a few times now, and what the point of the live stream is for you to get out your pens, your pencils, get your sketchbooks out, crack those sketchbooks. I usually use an 8.5 by 11 hardbound sketchbook when I'm drawing, and but tonight I'm going to be drawing here live on the computer with my Cintiq. And it's a time for us to get together, get that I really believe in. As an artist or as a storyboard artist as well, you need to practice and hone your craft. You need to be drawing all the time. You need to put in this, what I call pencil miles, and make sure that you're drawing as much as you can. A lot of different artists will say, get out there in nature, draw at zoos, go to the cafe and just draw people. I think there's a lot of great events out there that you can join in your local artistic communities, where you sort of have a session. And this is my sort of artistic community with you good folks, to sort of have a time where we can sit down and just pick a topic and sketch those things. Last week we did dinosaurs, so we did a whole series of different dinosaurs, from T-Rexes to Brontosauruses to pterodactyls, petrodons, stegosaurus, and those type of prehistoric Jurassic creatures. And so today we're going to be focused on the topic of samurai. And but first, let me go back real quick and talk about sort of the programming that I have going on for all you good folks and friends out there watching. So on Tuesdays, I usually hold my live sessions, and this is called Storyboarding Mastering the Basics. It is I would say this is more of your tutorial, how to become a storyboard artist, how to storyboard, the basics of storyboarding in terms of how do you get that imagery and that storytelling from that blank page or that blank screen into something that can become a live action film, a serialized show that's on streaming, animated feature, a serialized cartoon show, video, game, work, or it's a music video, client video, etc., etc. So that's what the Tuesdays, and I call it Mastering the Basics for storyboarding. Today, like nights like tonight, on Thursdays we have our sketching after hours, which is just sort of a hangout. We're just going to sketch. We're going to put the pencil mileage in. We're going to push our pens and pencils and stylus to the max, and keep honing in on those skills that you're trying to build upon. I think it's really important to draw every single day. This is your craft. And you need to, when you finally get that opportunity to become a storyboard artist, you want to be able to rock and roll, ready to go. I shouldn't have to go and teach you basic anatomy or perspective of those other things. And these are the things that we're going to be going over on the Thursday sketching after hours. Like I said, tonight we're going to be talking about samurais, and we're going to be drawing those warriors tonight. And then on Saturdays, I sort of think of Saturdays as sort of my fun day, and that's our storyboard jam sessions. I really have fun with these jam sessions because we just pick a topic and we just go to it. We start boarding, we thumbnail, and we just start riffing on a particular topic and just have fun. I don't have a script or anything like that. I'm just what do you call it, like a rapping. You just free rapping, and I'm just get a topic and I just start storyboarding it. I know we've done quite a few. We've done gladiators. We did a whole series of different horror genres, from the Tale of Sleepy Hollow to vampires, to the Loch Ness, the creature from the Black Lagoon. We've also, we've done Tarzan. We've done a bunch of different jams, such as I think the last one too was we did it on shark movies, great white shark movies from 1975's Jaws, directed by Steven Spielberg. So we played with a bunch of different scenarios. So if you're in the chat right now, please drop me a line. Let me know you're in the chat and that you're joining in today. I got Barat with me and J Artiste 831. I appreciate everybody joining and hanging out with me tonight. So let's get a move on this and get going. So let's talk about samurais and that type of. I try to give a little bit of information too as we're going through these things and sort of have fun with it. I've always been fascinated by the samurai. I love the whole martial art genre of movies, and there's been so many recent great things, and all different actors, and doing different films and things like that, and things and we could talk about martial art films down the road here on this YouTube channel, and we talk about pre-modern Japan, and the Japan's aristocratic warriors, the bushi were the warriors, were the samurais. Samurais usually worked for the emperor, the wealthy landowners, and they had a strict code of bushido. And as they had that time, and during that time period, during the Edo period, from 1603 to 1867, they were the warrior class of pre-modern Japan, and we fantasize about them now. We've done a lot of films, and we'll talk about the films of it. But they obviously they were the warriors. They were great artists. They had through bushido and honor, integrity, and loyalty to one's master. They had their katana, which is their main weapon of choice, their sword, and or they had the two sword, the daisho, they had the two sword rules within their code and things like that. Used long bows and spears and their swords and other equipment, ornate armor and things like that. And we've seen all sorts of concept designs and films throughout film history, fantasizing and sort of using this in our filmmaking from yesteryear and even today. So if we when I think about the film history of samurai, I always go to Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. It came out in 1954. I remember when I was in film history class, this is one of the key pivotal films. I think it's one of the most influential films in cinema, and just the way Kurosawa put that film together, and film techniques and things like that, we study over and over and over again, and we've seen it in all different types of movies, whether it be Star Wars, The Matrix, or whatever films we've seen. There's bits and pieces of that film that we see put into newer films, but it's all coming from that source of Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. You see cowboy westerns like The Magnificent Seven, starring Yul Brynner and Steve McQueen, other big films like that, and all inspirational. And I would say, if you haven't seen Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai, take the time to watch it. It's one of a great film, and it's just something to study and to learn from in so many different ways. But over the years, there's been so many different films. There's 1950. I can just list off a lot of films that all had samurais, the stars in them. 1953's Tales of Ugetsu. 1957's Throne of Blood. 1961's Yojimbo. Akira Kurosawa did that. Toshiro Mifune, was the star of that particular. In 1962 we had Haruki Sanjuro. In 1962, 1980 we had Shogun Assassin. There's so many, and it goes on and on. And then sort of our current films we see, we go back and we go into 2003's The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise as the lead. Hiroyuki Sanada was in that movie, and Ken Watanabe. There's so many different great actors in that particular film. We had 13 Assassins in 2010. We had 47 Ronin in 2313, starring Keanu Reeves. And with that movie, you also had Hiroyuki Sanada in that also, and they were both together in this last installment of John Wick, number 4. You've had other different movies spin off of that, from like Tarantino's Kill Bill, Volume 1 and Volume 2. There's just so many different. One I missed here was the 2017 Blade of the Immortal. There's so many different samurai movies out there, and I would assume that will Zack Snyder with having his films and having that essence in his films as well. So there's a lot of good stuff out there in terms of samurai films and that type of content out there. So we're going to sort of sketch tonight, and let me go into Photoshop here, grab your pens and everything, and let's go ahead and let's just start playing around with this. One thing just to tell you, friends, that I've been working on is I've just been working on quick drawings using a simple line and dark color. So when I'm drawing, I'm using a simple line, whatever it might be, and then I'll come in and do a sort of a silhouette fill in a sense. So these are the only two type of strokes I've been using lately. And if you watch this past Tuesday's Mastering the Basics, I really tried. I'm trying different, I guess, things for speed and stuff like that as a board artist, and I'm trying to quickly just be able to get the lines down and move on to the next shot in terms of increasing speed, not too much detail. I was asked a question, and I have to get back to that particular friend out there was asking, at what point in time, how far do you render? Do you almost do a cinematic render? When I'm doing my board work, sometimes sometimes it would just be the line art in terms of what I'm doing, So that person was asking, at what level do you do a lot of this work at? And I would say, for me, number one thing I do a lot of is just the line work. It's just line work. Okay. I'll also do a lot of boards in, I'll do with tone. Tone plus line, whether it be black and white or some sort of, a grayscale, in there. And then third would be a full render. And the fourth would be a color, full render. So those are the type of boards that I offer my clients, as we go down the list here of amount of work, it just shows you this is the simplest to the hardest. Okay. I wouldn't, let's not say hardest, I would say takes the most time. And that was a question I was being asked by one of my friends out there, posing the question. I'll get back to you and answer that question personally, but and that's what you're doing. So a lot of the work, I would say that a majority of the storyboard work that I've been doing it's usually falling between these two ranges here. Is just right here. Is right here. This would be, you know, the A range. I would say the B range. With that B range, with the full render, you usually get, you know, mystified a little bit. So when you're thinking of a full, you're thinking of the art of books. You get a fully rendered cinematic. You know, at times like that, you'll get maybe a spec script or a spec idea, and they want to see some more of a concept work. Or some sort of book work, because we make it look fancier than it is. You know, I see a lot of friends out there, fantastic artists, but when you're doing, you know, hundreds or thousands of drawings, you don't really have time for full renders, and the color render too. I would say that's more of an advertising in terms of what we're doing, and that's the time there. If I'm doing like a commercial type of work for a commercial 30-second, 60-second spot, you know, they want to see some color versions to get the client to buy that particular concept or that commercial. So anyways, that's some basic questions that I was answering for that particular friend. Okay, Andreas is here. Oh, okay. And Andreas says, not samurai, but 5 Deadly Venoms. Kung Fu movie is a must-see. Cool. I have to check that out. I haven't seen that one. Cool. Let's back this out a little bit. There it is up here. Oop. So, another layer on here. So when I'm drawing some characters here, I'll try to keep it really simple in terms of what I'm doing. Let's get this down a little bit. I usually, and all I'm doing, I think let me just check my brushes here. I'm just using a simple brush. Photoshop brush. I'm not using any fancy brush right now. I have my pressure sensitivity on. And when I'm drawing or just practicing drawing, I'm practicing those basic shapes in terms of, you know, your circle, your triangle, your square, your rectangle, your oval. And I'm always thinking in those terms all the time when I'm drawing. And even with the simplest of drawings. So lately I've just been working on, you know, I think I've already spoken about, you know, women's heads. I'll usually draw them in an oval or a circle. Men's heads, I'll draw them in a square. If they're more villainous, maybe they might be a triangle or something like, you know, something like that in terms of what we're doing. So let's go ahead and draw. Let's draw a samurai here. So if I'm going to come in here and draw this character, I want to keep that simple. I'm going to get that square face in there. I sort of use that as a template. You know, we have our eyes, our nose, that type of thing. What I might do is just drop the opacity on that particular character, and then just fill in the blanks. I'll do it all different ways. So let's draw this character, or samurai character. I'll keep it sort of simple here. Okay, and I have the basic shape of the head there. What I could do is we can try it in a few different ways. Oops. There's our drawing here. Just grabbing the wrong way. Boy, I'm really grabbing the wrong layer. What am I doing? Did I start drawing the wrong thing? Keep it more simple like that. Okay, let's look at these two different ways we can play with our samurai here. So I just got a basic samurai here. Let's drop the opacity on both. And let's sort of play with this a little bit and sort of try some different ways we can draw this samurai, okay? And maybe we have the this up onto, let's get him here. I think drawing is just practicing all the time. And so you get fast at your art of what you're doing. And having fun with it. And draw along with me as I'm drawing. A lot of you are using this as your sort of your template for what you're drawing. And have fun with it. So we're drawing these characters and stuff. So I just top off up there. We could do something like that. We could also, with the tool here, I'll just come in here. Maybe I'll just go in there and just simplify it too. It takes nothing at all to draw. As we're coming in here and drawing and just filling it in a little bit. And that's one different way. We could add more of his kimono. It's sort of working close, and I sort of start zooming out a little bit. You know, and then here's this character here. And I could either go back in get a little bit thicker. I always think about speed all the time when I'm working. I could do something like that. If I don't do that, I could also come in here with my lasso tool and just pop in here real quick. Just do a quick fill. Boom. And lighten it up. You don't need to go all that dark with him. And then I can come in here and just add some light shadow to what we're doing here too. So that's one way we could draw that character. And then I have the other head over here. Let's play with that one real quick. I try to keep it simple. Okay, so here's that other head. Let's see how we're going to do him. Oh, here's that pass a little bit more. Let's have fun with him now. Okay, so how are we going to draw him? Let's get this down again. And I hope everybody's been having a great day today. Hope everybody's, for those in the United States, had a great Thanksgiving. You had your family and friends over. Hope you enjoyed their company today. I appreciate everybody joining on. If this is bringing you some great value, I'd really appreciate it if you could give me, subscribe to this channel. It lets me know that you guys are interested in what we're trying to teach here, and you're interested in seeing more. And it means a lot to me to see that, and I appreciate those of you that jump onto these live streams live. I see the same group of people, each time, and I've been impressed with everybody's work. So please feel free to share your work. Send it over to my Instagram feed. Andreas had some fantastic work from these last few sessions, and Andreas, I really appreciate you taking the time to showcase your work and share it with me on Instagram. I might put a little stream together to show everybody's work once I get everybody's approval that it's okay to show their work on this channel. So I appreciate you guys taking the time, submitting that work over to me and let me take a look at that to see how you guys are doing. So I've seen some excellent storyboarding and some excellent drawing sessions from the work you're doing. So great job, everybody. Really appreciate it. So if you're watching this on the replay, please drop a like, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss one of these live streams. We've had, like I said, I think this is number 20. We've had 20 different live streams over the course of almost the last 2 months. You at home have helped me to grow this channel well over 400 subscribers, and I really appreciate that. The more we can build this community, the more I can give to you, and have some different ways that we can communicate, give you some greater value through the content that we're producing. So I really appreciate it, and thank you very much. Okay, back to drawing here. So we have this other character. Let's just sort of see how we're going to do him. The last guy had a mustache. We're going to leave him without the mustache, and we'll just get him with a little bit of here. Do a little bit different. Turns over brown. Like that. That's good. So what I do sometimes is I have these templates that I'll work with. Like I drew here under drawing. And I'll use it a bunch of various times. In the drawing. We're just having fun here. Just drawing and sketching together tonight. Well, maybe he was a little bit less formal. Here. A little bit of color to him. You could have fun in different ways. So a couple different samurais that we drew here. Zoom out real quick. So we have the samurais that we drew here. Let's draw some more. Let's draw some full body poses. In terms of what we're doing here. Now we'll sit there and we'll draw. I guess there was a certain law too that they had during the time where the samurai would carry two swords. And they called it daisho. And let's draw that real quick. So I'm drawing that character here. I'm always thinking, when I'm drawing, I'm thinking of those angles here. Maybe I'll move his head up, his arms up. Has his long sword here, shorter sword. Show me what they're doing. So we go in there too. So, like I was saying before too, I've been just practicing using just some dump color on there. To keep it simple. So my drawings could come out quicker. Here's his katana. Having fun with that. In terms of what we're doing. So keep it pretty simple in terms of the drawing. You know, one of the things that I try to do is try to fall in love with the drawings. I think when I'm sketching, you know, I'll see like student work where, you know, you open up these sketchbooks and you'll go through somebody's sketchbook and it'll every drawing is to perfection. You know, there's not one missed line or whatever. When we're drawing, and I think I've mentioned this story before. I was talking to another pro out there, and it was, you know, we're not really practicing. We're studying. We're learning. We're exploring. We're trying things out. And if I have a drawing that just is, I don't care if the drawing's good or not, you know, and if it's horrible and I draw something that I'm not happy with or whatever it is, you know, cross it out. Don't worry about it. Move on to the next thing. Delete it. Don't fall in love with these things, because I think it's always so funny. I guess Murphy's Law or whatever it might be. You'll sit there and you'll spend all this time on a panel, you know, or you know, for a comic or a frame for a storyboard, and you're sitting there going, "Oh my goodness gracious!" That got the simplest one got into the movie or what you were trying to do, and the most complicated one got thrown onto the you know, the floor. So I always go back to this, you know, the simplicity of the line work and simple tone and black and white grayscale. It's already, you know, as we're drawing right now, and you're drawing some basic. So if I have just these characters, that's just the characters, some basic line work with some tone to it real quick. And I usually try to stick to, you know, 3 or 4 tones. You got black, white, and maybe, you know, 25% or 50% gray in terms of what you're doing. And so I try to keep the drawing or the shot simple, so you can get these things done and out. Because when I'm sitting there doing, I went back earlier this morning. I got up early and I was working on the thumbnails from our really great session we had on Tuesday, which was thumbnailing off a feature film script called Jurassic Time Loop. So I was trying to put, I think I did like 40 panels this morning, just adding to that particular storyline. And I just kept it pretty much simple, no grayscale to it. It was just pretty much simply line art with a black fill. That was it. Line art, black fill, just to crank them all out. So we can talk about this again next week, and I can have, you know, sort of a quick little animatic put together so you can sort of see what does that look like for thumbnailing. Because if you're watching my series on the Mastering the Basics, you know, it is, I think it is the most difficult thing is to, and the most exciting, you know, is when you're doing a drawing and you see this exact screen right now. Plain white, the canvas is white, your page on your sketchbook is white. The hardest thing is to fill it out and to get it going. So with that series, of the Mastering the Basics series, I'm trying to give you some simple ways to get those drawings onto the page, get those drawings into your Photoshop file, get started, man, you know, and get this thing rolling. The hardest thing is to look at this black screen or this white screen you see right now, and you gotta, you know, get yourself. And I think one of my points I was doing on Tuesday for the Mastering the Basics for the storyboarding, you know, the basic thumbnailing off the script is keep it simple, throw it down, don't fall in love with it, just keep going. And one of the things, the point I was trying to make was I got the main beats that I wanted to knock out, and I got the main beats done, and sort of like with as an animator, I would go and then go back and do the in-betweens of the sequence, meaning how did that character get from here to there, how did the camera move, how did the characters interact with each other. I can fill in all those blanks, but I got the main guts down, those the mental image that I wanted to share with the director on that one. So if you haven't checked that one out, go back over there and check it on that playlist. This is the playlist on, there's a great series that we're working on right now, which was how to produce your shot list was number 1. Number 2 was how to thumbnail. We'll go over that again on Tuesday as we're thumbnailing and going into the roughs as we go through the approval cycle. But the hardest thing is when you start out with this blank page. Got to fill it up. So fill it up with the stuff you know. I'm not using any reference right now. I'm just sort of winging it and having fun drawing these different samurai and things like that. So for what we're doing, there's also too there were you know, doing a little bit of research. There were female samurai out there too, called Ona Bugeisha, and there were female shogun as well. So, or, excuse me, female samurai as well, and that was really interesting. And I know a lot of films have gone on with that, and there's so many fantastic actresses out there that are just, you know, they've done some great performance in the film industry too, with this as well. So let's try a couple of female, you know, samurai as well. So let's get this down again. And let's have some fun with that real quick as we're just practicing and drawing together, hanging out. So same type of thing. Sometimes, you know, I use a simple circle in terms of what I'm doing. Another cheat I do is I sort of do this type of triangle type of face. And we'll try it with both of those and see how it is. And you know, you have your basics of your face, how you would do it, same type of thing, you know. I sort of use that as my basic, get going, and I'll come in there. And sometimes I don't do this understudy at all, I just go for it. So let's use this face right here. Let's see how this character would look. So have fun with this. This whole now. Cool, we have another friend joining us. bnzn.d. Yeah, I'm just catching up on your videos. Just found you through, looks like Instagram. So, hey, welcome. Appreciate you joining in for tonight. Thanks for hanging out and drawing with us. It's always great to see new folks jumping on, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day, whether it be a Thanksgiving or busy day, to hang out with me tonight. And as we're sort of practicing, just honing in on our skills in drawing. So I'll just sit there and let's get this done here. We're just sort of freestyling it right now in terms of the drawings. The other things I can do too is I can just come in here and just like go like that. I'm just having fun sketching around right now. excited to see what you guys come up with your drawings. So that's one drawing there. Let's try something else here. Sometimes when I'm trying to, if I'm drawing a female, I'll start with the nose, I'll go into the mouth. Something like this. And then from there, I'll come in and carve in the face. I'll sketch again. Oops, what happened there? Oh, smart. Sometimes the eyes aren't right. So I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. I hope your drawings are coming out well as we're sketching together. I'm just sketching a female samurai right now. Different variations, trying different things. See where I can go with it. Like I was showing before, one of my cheats I'll do is I'll just use the lasso tool. Do something like that. Just do a quick fills, you know, to try to get those those fills done real quick. Is doing something like that, and I can do something like that. Or what I could do is, let's move this over just a tad bit. Let's put some room over here. Okay, let's go like this. Let's duplicate there. Delete it. Duplicate it. There we go. Right there. Oops. This over a little bit. A new copy that we're playing with right here. Let's play with her a little bit here. The other thing I can do with her too is, instead of having her just have her come down like that. Get rid of that. Something there. I can get that thicker line and just come in there with some white. Highlights. I hope everybody's having a good time, drawing along. I'm just having fun here, just drawing away. Always have time to practice. And right now I'm just not using any reference, I'm just sort of going at it, having fun. Pretty cool there. So 3 different ways we're drawing here tonight for this particular character. We had our samurai that we drew here, some close-ups of these samurai there. Take a sip of my drink here. Cool, I'm glad everybody's watching and getting a kick out of drawing here along with me tonight, so I appreciate you all being here. Again, if you're enjoying what you're watching, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. I come to you right now. I've been coming to you for almost 2 months, 3 times a week. Like I said before, on Tuesdays we have our storyboarding, mastering the basics live stream. On I think that's Tuesdays. Thursdays we have our sketching after hours, and then on Saturdays we have our storyboard jam sessions. And I'm looking forward to our next jam session this coming Saturday. It'll be pretty fun. I don't know if I'm going to go back to the Tarzan or we're going to do something a little bit different. There's so many different movie genres and different ways to draw and storyboard, and I just look forward to doing that with you. But if you're enjoying this content, I really appreciate you subscribing, and lets me know, like I said, lets me know that you love watching this stuff, and I will continue to produce this stuff. I got a few things in the works of some shorts and some other videos that we're going into detail. A lot of you have reached out and said, hey, I'd like to be mentored by you, Paul. So I've got some other things that I'm working on in the background right now as we're doing these live streams. So again, it's because of you that we're doing this, and I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your busy day to hang out with me and learn the art and craft of storyboarding. So cool, so cool. So let's draw something else here. I'm going to practice a little bit here. I'm going to go in. Andreas just typed in there, it's been awesome, Paul. Improving my art drawing things I haven't drawn before. Hey, awesome, Andreas. I'm glad I'm able to push you and get you out of your comfort zone. We always get in our comfort zone. I do the same thing too. You know, I get into the rhythm of the way I draw. What I'll do is I'll go and experiment and try different styles. I try to throw curveballs at myself, so I'm not always drawing the same thing. So I'm glad this is challenging you, Andreas, and I'm excited to see your artwork, my friend, and see where you're going with this. Okay, so let's draw our picture frame here. Just sort of something a little bit different here. We have our panel here. A little different way of drawing. So, and then within that picture frame, I'm going to sit there and just sort of thinking in the drawing and stuff like that. So, thinking of my horizon line. Maybe my horizon line is right there. Just sort of thinking of some shots here. Just thinking of the shots right now. Should I do a little bit of landscaping, a little bit. Samurai area look like, what is it? We have something like Mount Fuji in the background. I'm just playing around with it. So when I'm playing around with things, I'm just thinking of tones, I'm thinking of structure. Maybe there's a battle on the beach. Between two samurai. You have the ocean wave, or the bay of the ocean here. And when I'm thinking, I'm just thinking in terms of some tones. I try to keep it simple, so I use a little bit thicker brush. And this is sort of my mountain area. In the background here. In terms of what I'm drawing here right now. When I'm thinking of backgrounds, just trying to lay down color or tone like that for that shot. And then maybe what I'll do is I'll continue those layers on top, and then maybe I'll go to a, like a 50%. Change what I'm doing. Maybe doing a sequence of two samurai fighting. In the bay type of thing. I don't need it to be that color, I could always tone it down a little bit too. I'll get it really down there, or leave it a little bit bumped up. And then there's a third layer in the background. What I could do with this one. Showing at the distance. Of the mountains in the back. We're showing the depth of everything too, so maybe there's foliage. I can either paint that with white whatever I might be doing. Have some trees. Foliage. In terms of what we're doing. We have another friend joining in. This is Jean-Luc Stitt. Went back and loved the sketches. Reminds me of the animated AS show Savage. Cool. Awesome. This is how when I'm boarding and stuff like that, I'll keep it really simple. And this is just the sort of the jungle intersecting in here. We have the mountains and everything in there. And then what I'll do is then I'll come back back in and let's look at this real quick. And you know, the other thing we can do, let me see where that layer went. Here's that layer, and if I got rid of that line layer, it even toned it down a little bit. Oops. So you don't see the lines, and simplify a little bit too. I can come back in with a black line. And sort of have this this battle that's going on over here. So let's get this down. Let's see what's going on with these two guys. Layer in here. Cool. Jean-Luc said, find myself just making silhouettes of characters, ideas all the time. Love drawing samurai, like cyber samurai. It's just too cool. Very good. I'm glad you're liking that. Great, you know, stuff. You know, we sit there and look at like Ridley Scott's Blade Runner, you know, starring Harrison Ford, and that movie still holds up today, and so many Asian film influences in the futuristic utopia, you know, and there's so many different things, and you think of Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurais, and the impact that film and in history. And it was the latest movie that just came out. It had so much Asian influence into everything. Was the creator. I haven't seen the movie yet. Looking forward to seeing it. But so many different influences. You know, you have Academy Award winning films too, like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. So many different films in this. Not necessarily for samurai, but all different genres in there. And we have these two sword fighters through here. And so what I'll do is I'll come back through and we'll just sort of, you know, maybe the water is splashing everywhere. In terms of what they're doing here. This is the open of the bay. In terms of what we're doing is we're boarding and thinking of different situations and having fun with this. And let's zoom this out a little bit. So as I'm looking at this real quick, it's just like maybe this is a and hold it down, or I can go like this. Try to knock this out a little bit. Come back in there. And then we have our shot. Just something simple here, and that's our establishing shot. And then we can come back in there and do a master shot of these two samurai fighting in the basics there. So a lot of good stuff we've been drawing tonight. Go for a little while longer in terms of what we're doing here. Like I said before, I'm trying to keep it simple in terms of what I was drawing and how I'm drawing. Let's see, what else do I have here? Let me zoom back out here. Here. Let me bring it up here. Where's that? I need to name these things I'm drawing. Let's just do it like this then. There's our boundary box. Cool. Let's get our samurai. The other thing I've been talking about in our series of storyboards here too is when I'm drawing, I'm always thinking of composition in terms of what I'm doing. So creating another layer here, and even when you're practicing, it's always remembering that rule of thirds. You know, you're going to divide your screen up a little close there, but we want to make sure our main points in composition, and maybe not necessarily we could do it during the live stream, but maybe during these one-off videos or the mentorship, we can go deeper into these topics. So I'm gonna we're on the shore here, and we want our eyes to focus on that part of the screen. So I'm going to draw this a little bit different. We're going to use that, have that line, line of sight, or that composition rule of thirds into what we're doing here, and just sort of play around with this a little bit in terms of these samurai fighting. Before I draw the samurai too, what I might do too is just come in here and remember that they're in the water. So we need that horizon line a little bit in there. Let's move this over as we're having some fun with this. And I want them picking up that water and show that action. In terms of what we're doing here. Remember, we had that a little bit closer now. We still have that mountain range. Here's to just a tad bigger. We have that mountain range in the back. The forest over here. In terms of what we're doing, try to put a layer in there real quick. Samurai. Has his hand on there. Katana. There's one there. One there. There's samurais here. And what we could do have another friend just join us. Appreciate it. Have MMNL, Low Paul, it's Emmanuel from Nigeria. I love seeing your boards. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. I really appreciate that. Thanks so much. Welcome from Nigeria. Welcome, welcome. Appreciate you joining in. What I might do with this particular, what I'm drawing right now, is, and I appreciate everybody putting the names in the chat. Lets me know who's here, and really appreciate everybody hanging out with me tonight, as we're doing a sketching after hours here, and we're focused on drawing the samurai. So, okay. So here, I might do a different color for one guy versus the other guy here, so we can sort of see the difference. Let's do this one at 50%. Bump this up just a tad bit so we can sort of see Help this guy out from this. Area here. And you can see his legs there. And the other thing too, I think I talked about this as well before. Let me see where my put this back up on top. Is when I am showing the movement of the character, sometimes I'll indicate it like this. One color, red. So I might come in there. Have some fun. Okay, so he's coming in there. And then we can go ahead and add those that background in there a little bit too. So we have the two samurais duking it out over here in the water. And we want them to sort of stand out as we're looking at our composition too. So let me just see where I'm at here. There's our background. So a couple little cheats I'll do is maybe I can just come back in here. I can add a layer in here. Let's do something different than what we're usually been doing. What do you got going on here? Okay, so we have another friend joining on over here. I got Reels X7. Yes, this is going to be this. You can watch the replay anytime that you want, my friend. You know what the ultimate gift that anybody can give me is give me a subscribe to this channel. Let's keep growing this channel together. It's awesome to have everybody subscribing and part of this live stream. It means the world to me. I can grow this channel bigger with all of your help, and by you shouting it out, sharing this with your other filmmaking friends, storyboard artist friends, and helping me to grow this channel. That's the ultimate of thanks. So thank you so much. I appreciate that, and I appreciate everybody hanging out with me. So thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay, guys, let's continue going. So I was showing here. So what I did is I just did a quick selection here, and what I'll do is let's drop some color in here. Let's just see how we can make this look good. Let's zoom out of that a little bit. See what I can do with this real quick. Just having fun with this right now. So what it is, I just threw a background on there, and then what I can do is come back in and highlight this guy here. You sort of see what I'm doing. I'm just deleting the background on here. adding some action here. This over here. Like that. Oops. See what else we can add in here too. I was thinking of the swipe of the other guy's sword too. Do something like that. So have some fun with this as we're having fun. So I appreciate everybody hanging out and drawing with me tonight. We've done some pretty cool drawings and stuff tonight. So again, appreciate everybody hanging out with me tonight. And just sort of to recap real quick, and I can't wait to see your drawings. I really appreciate everybody hanging out with me. So what we talked about tonight was we talked about a couple different things. We talked about just simply between lines and sort of thick lines. And when I'm doing board work and as you're practicing and you're doing your sketching, I'm trying to work from simple tasks to more complicated tasks. A lot of my board work in that is going from number 1 line work to number 2 tone with line work, meaning black and white or a grayscale. So, excuse me, a majority of my work is this. Also, if you're doing a full render, I usually see full render for concept work, a full render for, your art of books, something that would be, a little bit fancier in terms of what you're doing. Most of the time it's between line work and tone with it. And then your full color renders, usually for, again, high-end concepts, getting those deals, also for advertisement, doing commercials and things like that. There's a lot of great commercial storyboard artists out there too. I do a lot of that work as well. And then here we're looking at some samurais we had drawn, a couple different types using those basic simple shapes. And we have one here with a ponytail here, a couple different outfits, a couple different ways we can draw, a little bit of tone. We drew more of a silhouette samurai here. We played around with a couple different female characters, my friends, for the Ona Bugeisha, in terms of what we're doing here. And then we did sort of a quick little landscape, and we had 2 samurai fighting at the bottom right of the screen. We talked about the rule of thirds a little bit too, in terms of this particular little fight, a master shot of them fighting in the waters there and having some fun and doing that. And it's been a fun night tonight, and I hope you guys all got a lot. There's so many different people joining in here on the chat, and watching tonight, and I appreciate everybody joining in and hanging out with me tonight. So again, Let's see who we have here. Let's go back through everything. Barat, thanks so much. We have JRTist 831. Andreas, again, I can't wait to see your work, Andreas. And we got BNZN.D, who's catching up with everything, and that's great. We have Jean-Luc. Thank you so much for joining in tonight. Really appreciate you joining in. And then we got Reliz X7. Appreciate you joining in here. Can't wait to see you guys all jump in again into the live stream. So again, for those of you from the United States, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you had a great Turkey Day. For everybody else, you know, I really appreciate you joining in tonight, and thank you so very much. I sincerely appreciate it. I'm looking forward to bringing some more content out to you good folks, and stay tuned for that. I'll see you on Saturday for our jam session. I'm still trying to figure out which way we're going to go, if we're going to do more with Tarzan or we're going to do something a little bit different. But again, I appreciate everybody joining and hanging out with me tonight. I'll leave you with my contact information over here, and our programming schedule for the rest of this week. Again, have a great night. Don't forget to subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.